All right. So, my name's Dustin Taylor. This is Divinity Virtue. So, I've thought really long and hard about this video. And I think this is going to be like the most out there video that will explain how I got my bad habits and how I've reversed them. So, this is what I'm trying to show people is that I think because if life is already planned out, like I keep saying, I'm crazy, that every event in each person's life is there to teach them something, but I don't believe that. Like, I can remember my upbringing, and so this is how this is going to go. I'm going to explain certain stages in my life. And the reason I'm doing this is because certain family members do not want me to mention them in my videos. Okay, but I'm going to mention how my upbringing was so that you can see the steps. So let's say when I was younger, say 2 to 3 years old, I had seen the party lifestyle where I'd wake up, people would be either on a couch, there'd be beer bottles on the tables. Cigarettes were a big thing back at that time, so there would be cigarette butts everywhere. I remember seeing people do extracurricular activities. So that's at a very young age. All right. So, like that's how you first see things and how people around you interact. So then we go through, let's say, preschool and whatnot, and you see, like at that time we moved around a lot. So I had to like learn how to meet people all the while knowing that you won't be in my life forever. So then let's say we go through preschool, go up into like elementary. And I'm thinking, that was a young, weird, interesting era because at that time there were certain people who were very well advanced in extracurricular activities. So they would have talked about it or they would bring things up or they would mention things. And so it's like, okay, so now you're kind of getting introduced into the things. So I've seen my entire family, they're very, I don't know, we based our lives on just like good, fun times. Don't get me wrong, nothing against it. It's just, I think when you think how this goes, I don't even know. Okay, so I'm just going to try to stop my tangents so I can stay on one point and move up. Even if it's a long video, it is what it is. So go through like elementary, and that was about the time where I was playing a lot of baseball. I had stepdad, lots of curfews, lots of rules, a whole different mentality. So at that time, like on the weekends, you would watch your family enjoy a drink here or there. Okay. But then they would always go away for a weekend and probably go do their thing. It is what it is. Like that's how people have to let go and release things. I get like that's for anyone who wants to do it. Just be safe and sound. So then, but when I hung out with like later on elementary, now you're starting to get close to that teenage years, and can't remember how old I am, but I graduated in 2002, which would have made me 17. So let's just do the math later on. Anyways, so in the later years of elementary, you're going to junior high, start meeting a lot more people, everyone's starting to group together. Okay. So I can remember starting hanging out with individuals who were smoking probably more cigarettes, then started smoking pot, and then, the occasional, if your parents left, we would drink the alcohol, and then I'd probably get grounded, and that's how that started. So it is what it is. So we kept going on that. And then you go into junior high. So for me, sorry. So for me, junior high, everyone's changing, whatever. And then on the weekends, same type of thing, just still people's liquor is what it is. But I still had some friends who were much more advanced, yada, yada, yada. Okay. So let's just say we go into like high school. Now, this is where it gets all interesting because now you care what people think about yourself. Like you try and figure out who you are, try and fit in, popularity, this, that, every paradigm that comes at you, and you're trying to figure out how to handle life, handle people, and so everything's available. Let's just be honest. I went to a high school that had, I don't know, 3,200 kids in the school, big high school. And I'm going to tell you, we had different doors for if you want to do drugs or if you wanted to hang out in this area. Everyone had a click. Everyone knew where they were going. Like everything was open at that time. So now it comes down to the weekends. And I lived in a neighborhood that was very close to like the woods. So we would always go down to the woods and I go as far as I can get to my curfew. Sometimes I was light up till like 11, 11:30. Sometimes. Like I'm talking like the odd time. And if I broke my curfew, I was grounded. So, I broke my curfew a few times, I got grounded. That's growing up, I guess. So when we were in high school, everyone's trying to get liquor. And at that time, fake IDs were really easy to make, especially if you had a really good computer, yada yada yada. I was just a big fat kid, so I pretty much went and just got everyone liquor. It is what it is. So that's how we started out, and then, okay, so we're coming in like high school years, I still got pretty good grades because I wanted to go to university, yada yada yada. And so we get in, and I'm hanging out with everyone. We do all our stuff. We go to parties. You alcohol and bad decisions. That's how it starts happening, right? So then, okay, I was a pretty sound kid. I get really invited to a lot of parties. I didn't have women that were ever really attracted to me, or if they were, I didn't know how to pursue it. So it is what it is. But I come from a family that's knows how to pursue all the more interesting things of life. And so I'd watch my family because I think you learn from your family. When you pick up on them, that's how you grow because you trust the people closest to you. So my family would always tell me, and I had some very good looking people in my family, and they ended up finding lots of love in different places. So I've always learned that if you look good, if you're always the most outgoing, personable one, if you, I don't know, like I watched how they live their lives. And I can tell you the reason why I didn't ever go into hard drugs, try hard drugs, sell hard drugs was because of my aunt. She chose that path. I watched it. I watched the highs and the lows, and it was good enough for me to go, I'm good. Like I'm good. So that closed that path off very quickly for me. I don't care if you guys do it around me, whatever. I get it. I get the game. So now, when I think back to like end of high school, I think my curfew was midnight because I was 17. So my curfew was midnight at the age of 17, even for my grad party and whatnot. They had a grad, I don't know, camping or whatever that we went out to. And once again, alcohol, no adults, bad decisions. It happens. So now we go into like college and university. And this is where it gets really interesting because everyone's goal is like, hey, I'm the big man on campus. Like, what's your degree? What's your GPA? Oh, I work out in the gym. Like, it's the biggest like flex for somebody at that age. When you do that type of flex, it is. I get it because you've worked hard to even get accepted into university. You meet people from all over the world. Depending whatever your degree is, I have an economics degree and a finance degree. And here I am living in my grandmother's basement like a complete loser. So good on me. It is what it is. So you get into university college. You know, like every night you can find something to do. There's always a party, there's always a house to hang out at. But so you hang out with these people and you want to drink. You want to drink every day, you want to smoke pot every day, cigarettes, extracurricular activities. Like that's the life. So I get it. So now when you think you're going through it, and I keep telling everyone, it's a consistent flow that just picks up steam and then it just goes. And this is where you'll start saying like, "Oh, it's just this weekend," or it keeps going next weekend, next weekend, next weekend, next weekend. So now, all right. So I get my first degree and I find a beautiful girl, but I now know like, hey, we've met in the bar scene. All of our habits were based around drinking or smoking pot and extracurricular activities. So then you keep that going. And then when you eventually go, all right, it's time to go buy a house, like step up in life. And so you go buy a house. The difference was is I kept that mentality still going. So I kept drinking, trying to have sex, like it's my girlfriend, like but things kind of just didn't pan out that way. And I get it. Everyone matures and grows at different stages. So, I threw something out in the air and I said, hey, like I wonder what happens if people who are in the Olympics when they're going over those far as wherever they are. If they were trip and fall, what would happen or how they land. Sure enough, I was out one day with my dog. She was running. I was right behind her. She turned around. I tripped and fell, and I landed like this. Broke my wrist, broke my arm, broke my arm. I tell you, I was in pain, and I could see like they would start giving me oxys or whatever the pills are, and I actually really refused to take them just because I know like I had to be in the worst type of pain because I have a very addictive personality, and so I never took them. Like I think I maybe took one or two because it was just really bad pain, but I did not take them. So that kind of ends that path. My sole contract was, all right, I'm going to go because we had houses, I had money, like I just said, I'm going to go travel the world. But I also said to myself, I'm going to go travel the world, find a beach, start a business, get a six pack, eat fruits and vegetables, and change who I am. Instead, because I still hung out with the devil because that's a fun time, I decided to go to Thailand first and create all my drama and mistakes all over again. So now I keep going, come back. I think I'm coming back for family. I'm not. I came back because of security. I don't think, or I don't think I was ready to leave. And I think what happens is you get stuck in a cycle. You learn the cycle, you learn the people, you learn the situations, and that's the devil that you know. So it's easier to be with the devil you know than the devil you don't. And so, you know, I wake up every day, go to work, come home, eat fast food, drink. So now I'm drinking 4 liters of grower's cider a day, which is just pure sugar, just to get drunk. I'm not drinking with anyone, not going out. I'm just drinking. And it's not even that hiding emotions or feelings. It just gets to the point of where you say, well, this is life. Wake up, work, eat, drink, repeat. So that's how you just become into that habit. So then, I always had money to pay for my bills, always went to work. It is what it is. So let's go move forward. You look at your life and you go, wow, you're living in your grandma's basement, paying cheap rent, traveled the world, you have degrees, and then you go, you know what? One day, and it was December 27th, it was so cold out, and you were drunk on Christmas by yourself because you didn't want to go up, spend time with your family, and you phoned the liquor store to deliver liquor, and you paid $21 for a 3 block walk, just because you didn't want to go in the cold. That was the moment that I looked at myself and said, wow. The next day when I woke up, I said, that is absolute pitiful. And I said to myself, all right, God, there's more to life than this. And I looked at him and I said, you can have my soul. I will change all of my addictions. I will change my way. I will become a better person. And I will try to be the best person I can be without judging anyone else because obviously I'm a nobody. And so that's where the journey starts. I gave up all of my addictions. Now, how do you go from drinking every day just because you want to? You work to drink, work to smoke pot. All right, so at first, cold turkey. I'm going, okay, I have to reverse engineer this. So if I'm drinking every day and I'm drinking 4 liters, I have to replace at least the 4 liters because my body is obviously taking that water and needs it for whatever reason. So I ended up drinking 4 liters of tea or hot chocolate. Now, because I was drinking very sugary drinks, I knew I had to replace my sugars. So I knew I was drinking a shitload of calories. So I figured if I'm drinking 4 liters of tea plus diet pop, I could eat ice cream sandwiches, chocolate bars, candies. So now I took all of my habit of drinking because I knew I liked sugars and I knew I needed the fluids, and that's where I changed it to. But now you're going to say, okay, drinking though, what did you change your habit to your next habit? I smoked pot, right? So I'm going to tell you, when I quit drinking, I probably smoked 10 joints a day, 20 joints a day. My pot intake went through the roof. Okay. So it's still not good, right? I'm replacing one habit with a bad habit that's bad for your lungs. Like you still get high. Like my highness isn't as high anymore, but that's what I did. So now I'm thinking, okay, I'm still eating really bad food. So okay, I quit every fast food place there was. And I turned it around and said, all right, what can I eat on a budget that will keep me moving forward so I can change these habits? So now I'm still eating lots of chocolates and ice creams, flavored milks, okay? Smoking lots of pot. And now I've said, okay, I gotta start calming these things down. So instead of having 6 ice cream sandwiches, I eventually go to 2 plus 1. Now I'm looking at my food. I'm not eating any fast food whatsoever. And I'm thinking, okay, like now how do I change this? And I start buying oatmeal from the dollar store, cans of protein like tuna from the dollar store, and frozen vegetables and frozen fruit and yogurt. Now everyone's going to go, okay, so why are you doing it this way? And the reason I'm saying this is because my addiction now is sugar. So instead of having 3 chocolate bars or wherever I was at, I completely cut it off and replaced that with more tea. And instead of putting any sugar in my tea, I replace it with honey. Like I said, I love I love sugar. Love it. Now, I'm not eating any fast food. Now I gotta look at my marijuana intake. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm smoking 20 joints a day. That's over excessive. And I said, okay, how much time did I spend drinking alcohol when I was at my worst? So if I came home at 5, 6 o'clock, eat my food, drink from 6:30 till 10:30, pass out, whatever, wake up at 7:30, go to work. Okay? That's probably 3 to 4 hours. So that's what I was doing with poker, YouTube, whatever, drinking, repeat. So now I'm thinking, okay, where am I going to spend those 3 hours to replace the drinking or the smoking the pot? Okay. So now I go to the gym and I say, okay, if I'm going to be drinking for 3 hours, why not go spend my time in the gym for 3 hours? No matter what. Okay. So the reason I'm saying this is because now I now know that my habit and addiction is a 3 hour, 4 hour binge. So if it takes me 3 to 4 hours, my excuse now is not to be drinking at home. My excuse is to go be at that gym for the same amount of time. Okay? Does that make sense? I hope so. So now I gotta look at myself and go, okay, I have now been sober 28 months. I have not, whatever. Nobody watches these videos. I'm celibate 28 months as well. Looking at porn, still here and there, but it is what it is. Trying to stay away from that because apparently it brings up your testosterone. It makes you, as a man, think smarter, and it just allows you to focus. Okay? So now, my 3 hours are at the gym every day. And I have, I don't know, 4 hours where I eat food. I come back, I built up my business, and now what I'm trying to do is learn stock trading. Okay? So everything I have learned is that you have to, whatever your triggers were, and whatever got you all the way up there, follow the path. Because at the very beginning, it started at the very beginning. Okay? So even though my family members don't want to look at themselves in the mirror, some do, some don't, it's okay. Because when you give up every addiction and you live life, and don't get me wrong, I still smoke pot. Today, I thought so hard about this video that I probably smoked 6, 7 bowls. Not joints anymore; they're just bowls. So it's cut down. But you know what? Because I thought about this video and I said, the reason I want to start this health and wellness company is because when I finally looked at how my life and how I was raised, it all started from the beginning. You learn from the beginning and you see party lifestyle. You see your family members hooking up with the entire world. You eventually learn the game. My addictions stemmed from what I saw at a very young age. Things that may have happened to me or didn't happen to me, you know? We all have a past, right? So I watched my life. I've gone through all the emotions again. I see why people have hurt me, why I've hurt people. I understand that I may never be able to say sorry to all those people. I can say sorry up here. I also know what they've done to me, and I hope that if they never say sorry to me, it's okay, because they can say sorry up there. So now, all right, all my addictions are pretty much gone, except for smoking pot. I get it. Still a stoner. So what do I want to show my future family? You know, I would like to show my kids and my wife, let's wake up together and go to the gym, you know? Something healthy, just to start the day off right. Then let's come back for a nice meal together, okay? Then we can send them off to school. Perfect. They can learn. Hopefully, the school system actually teaches people stuff. It is what it is. And I just want to be able to show my future family that the healthy lifestyle might be the right lifestyle. Because at the end of the day, I might have the cleanest diet in the world. There's a few things. Shouldn't be drinking Diet Pop. All right. Sin. I shouldn't smoke pot. I cut it down quite a bit. Still sin. You know, chocolate milk. I work out enough that I can handle the calories. But I now know all of my addictions. I now know where I'm at in life, if that makes sense. Because I don't need to chase anything. My highs, my clear mind, my body mass, my physique all comes from the gym. That's my high. That's what I'm chasing there. My food is my calm down, replenishes me. Everything I'm eating, fruits, vegetables, cheese, water, oats, tuna, hamburger. That's it. The only reason I'm putting hamburger in my body is because even though I'm on a calorie deficit, I need a little bit more protein calories just to keep my body going because I have actually calculated it. My sister posted something saying, "How many times have you worked out in this last year?" to one of my other siblings. And it was a year date. And I thought about it. Mine is 365 days, 40 kilometers every day, 200, sorry, 2 hours and 40 minutes each day, 14,600 kilometers. And now I can tell you guys that my safe haven, the same amount of time that I probably drank, is the same amount of time I spend in the gym. Me eating is now the same amount of time when I'm at home just watching TV, but I've already burned off all those calories. I don't eat anything bad. I still eat lots of fruits, which is your sugar. My highs and lows are very consistent. I sleep very well now. I'm trying to show people that you gotta focus on three, four, five things tops. But you gotta make sure that everyone's on board. That's the only way it works. If your family's like, "Oh, we want to play video games," great, but make it so that it's in a time that it doesn't reflect how life should be. Because if you focus on your health becomes your wealth. If you focus on eating healthy, even if you can't afford fresh, you know what? Try to trade with farmers. I know lots of farmers who will trade. If you put in a week worth of work, you could probably get 50 pounds of potatoes. So there's ways out there. You just gotta figure it out. But I'm going to tell you right now, you gotta stay away from the corporations. You gotta stay away from the advertisement, the media. This is We're all part of this ecosystem. And when you learn that all the energy that comes from the sun, the moon, the stars, the sky, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the oceans, the mountains, the earth, the soil, the trees, the plants, the grains, the fruits, the vegetables, the birds, the bees, the insects, organisms, microorganisms, fish, mammals, reptiles, animals, humans, aliens, whatever I missed. Do you see this? We're all part of the ecosystem. So if your goal should be to provide for your family, to build up, and understand that everything's already planned out. Stay away from the noise. All you have to do is you wake up, you gotta work out. It's like you're trying to find your food. Back in the day, that's what they would do. Okay? So they go find their food. If not, you become a farmer and you grow your food, and the protein has a lot more calories. They've taught us all this. There's nothing I'm doing right now that's different than anything else. I'm just showing you guys that my whole entire life, I've watched my upbringing. I understand why I became and started drinking. I understand why sex was my next thing. I understand why I never ever chose the path of hard drugs. And I can tell you right now, and everyone doesn't want me to say this anymore. It like you fall in love with what you know. That's the twin flame. That's the old life. My next life, I have a soulmate. I'm moving to Australia. I'm going to have a successful business. Like this is the life is already set out for you, and it's already set out for humans. We all have a path. Choose the one that's best for you. Do it the best way, and just be thankful because I'm going to tell you right now, it's not hard anymore. This, at the end of the day, I have candy in my fridge. I have alcohol in my fridge. I can have it at any time. Do I want it? No. Do I want it? Yes. Like there's always the devil and the angel. But at the end of the day, do I want to go back down that path, even if it's just for a little instant gratification? And I'm going to say no. Because you know what? I saw how my life started. I understand the emotions. I'm thankful for every experience, the highs, the lows, because at the end of the day, I'm just going to be better. And I'm going to try to show people they didn't lie to us. It's just that everyone has a story. And I'm just hoping that people understand like there's so many ways to get into like working out and eating healthy and it's that's life. You gotta choose your path. You know what? I don't know. Fun video. All because somebody said they don't want me to post shit about our family in the videos. And that's fine. I respect that because if I air out the laundry, it is what it is. We all have to look ourselves in the face or look ourselves in the mirror. And I'm going to tell you, I've gone through this last like 10 years bad karmic cycle. I understand my family. I understand. I understand. I don't even know. I just know if my path is already set out. Watch out, Australia. I'm going to change the world. I have an idea. We'll just see if it lines up. Who knows, right? Who knows? That being said, this is Divinity Virtue. I hope this video blows up because you know what? This is who I am. It's go time, you know? I'm going to pull that trigger very shortly here. It's going to be honest because just got to be a better person. That's what it is. Helping everyone out, divine timing, just work hard, eat the fruits and vegetables, and just be thankful for everything that's come to you and just calm the noise. Calm the noise. Once again, everything happens on divine timing. Take your losses before you become the boss. Try to be 1% better. Let's try to help everyone grow, succeed, be the best versions they can be. My name is Dustin Taylor. This is divinityvirtue.com. Let's go. It's cut season. I'm going to shred out, try to be the best version I can be so that once I promote this company, it's a health and wellness brand. I'm a fitness influencer. I'm going to pay for everything probably in this next month or two. Full time. You know what? God bless. Amen. Let's make this happen. Have a great summer. I'll talk to you in a week.